Is there anybody out here, it just occurred to me now, this would be a terrific, our next song is Popeye the Sailor Man. And is there anybody out here that would like to conduct this piece? No takers? no budding band directors just dying to get up and show what you can do? Well, I could make you, but I'm not going to. So here's Popeye. Anybody could have done that, no problem. You just stand up there and jump. My wife always says nothing to it. All you do is stand up, just go like that, right? Now, of course, there's no one here old enough to remember Vaughn Monroe, right? How many remember Vaughn Monroe? See, quite a few. They used to say he had muscles in his throat because he had this big, rich sound like an opera singer almost. And he had his own band, of course, and made many, many records. And one of his most famous ones was this one, Ghost Riders in the Sky.
We are in the
neighing, or what do they do? Neighing, that's it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I'm killing time to get arrested. Here's the other slow one. A real pretty one too, the Red River Valley.
Really, Dick? Come over here. Not like everybody else. Take cover, folks. Final warning. You're not going to like what's going to take place next. Yeah. You want a glass? You want a piece of glass? Or... Oh, there you go. There you go.
Trombone section here now.
Now, a fast we take this?
Richard.
Okay, now what we have here is a song that if, as long as I'm directing this band, we will play this piece every year. Now this is the third year in a row since I started the band 3 years ago. But prior to that, 5 years ago, Jim Spring here and Paula and I and another young lady played this piece at the Opera House, and Jim and I have not played it since, haven't practiced it since. And that reminds me,
Run.
yeah, Jim, I'll tell you, Jim has been cruising in Alaska, and when he heard we were going to play this piece, he said, holy cow, I got to get home. So he flew home especially to play this with us, you know. I hope you believe that. Now I'll tell you another story. How many saw the blockbuster picture, The Price? No, At Any Price. Look at all those hands go up. Look at all those hands. Well, one. Now I'll tell you, the reason for that is it was such a blockbuster that they released it early in the summer so that it wouldn't conflict with Superman and Star Trek, Great Gatsby, Iron Man, and all that. See, because they were afraid it would detract from those pictures, so they put it real early in the summer. And then they wrote it up, and they had so many stars. It was so good that it wouldn't fit into the paper. The stars just ran right off the edge of the paper. So I said, well, what do we do? Well, they decided to eliminate all the stars except one. Now, I don't know if they were trying to tell us anything there, but it possibly is the case. This picture starred Dennis Quaid and Zac Efron and Jim Spring.
I am blurry-headed man in background.
Okay,
Tough role.
now he's very modest about this, but I've got the true story here. The picture was filmed in Leland and Hinckley. And you know, like Superman being filmed in Plano, well, Hinckley and Leland had this movie too. And they came to, Jim is a history teacher at Leland High School. And one day, while they were scouting around it to where to shoot this thing, one of the talent scouts came in looking for somebody to say a few extra lines and get some billing. And he saw Jim right away. He said, man, there's the person we need to fill this part. So he said, how about it? Can you do a few lines? And he says, we'll give you a contract. You can go to Hollywood, be a big star. Jim said, no. Jim. Now listen, here's what you said. There! Yeah. Thank you, John. Come on. Jim said no. He says, I really enjoy teaching history more than being a Hollywood film star, and playing the trombone. So he said, no, I'll not go to Hollywood. I'll stay right here. And so he ended up with a very, very small part in the movie. How small, Jim?
Blurry-headed man in back.
A blurry-headed man in back. So if you ever see it, it'll probably come out on a DVD. I tried to see it, but it had already left the theater after 1 week. That might tell you something about the movie.
It was awful.
But at any rate, anybody believe any of that? No, okay. Now, we got something else to do here. We need... Here, we need this young lady hand. Right here. One at a time. How about you? Come out here in front. This
will teach you to come to our concerts.
What's your name, young man?
Trevor.
Trevor. This is young Trevor. And Trevor's going to help me demonstrate how a trombone plays a gliss, okay? Trombone is the only instrument that can play a gliss. You might have heard a few of them in some of the music we just played. And it's always nice to demonstrate because the trombone is the only one that can do that outside of a slide whistle. We don't have a slide whistle here. What's the matter here? I'm falling apart. Okay, now Trevor, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a note, okay? And you're going to take the slide, and when I play the note, you go. down and up. Okay, take the slide. Here we go. I almost ran out of breath. Let's try another one. Don't stand down on the bottom quite so long. Over here. Hey, let's try one more. Ready? Hey.
Awesome.
Oh, how about Trevor? Let's have a hand.
Wow. You're natural. Natural.
Okay, does that take care of it? This thing is, something's happening to it. There it goes. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, the Riverside Rag. And we're led by Dawn Weekly, who is our assistant conductor, does a lot of work with the band. Also plays every instrument in the band. I don't know if she does that, but she does. So here we go with the Riverside Rag.
Yeah, that was a start. I got the notes for it.
Okay. All right. Here's another one that I like to do every year to honor our veterans. I don't know how many veterans are here tonight. I know we have 3 in the band. So there's one right there. What we're going to do here is we're going to play this Armed Forces medley, and it starts with the Army, and then the Marines, then the Navy, and then the Coast Guard. And when that when your song comes along, if you are a veteran, Army, Navy, whatever, stand up. Now we have Tom in the Navy. We have Mark in the Army, right? Mark can't stand up because he has to play. I'm a veteran. I'm already standing up, so that doesn't count. Paul Barrett, or what do you want, Paul? Another Army. You go, the Army wins. Okay. So again, I hope there's some veterans here. We love to play this for you. I was, actually what I was doing, I was firing the trombone in Berlin. And so I was very, very fortunate. While all my people that I trained with went to Korea, I was lucky enough to go to Germany, and I was even luckier to get into the band in Berlin, and that was quite a time in my life. Okay, what do we have now? Okay, what would a concert be without a Sousa March?
Shorter.
What did you say?
Shorter.
Shorter. That was a setup, okay? Because Mark told me this story in rehearsal last Monday night. He played in a very large concert band in Iowa, was it?
Yeah.
In Iowa, and they were playing long concert on a very, very hot, muggy night. And mosquitoes were driving everybody nuts, and it went on and on and on. And it finally got to the last piece, which was the Stars and Stripes Forever, and the director said what I said. You know, what would the concert be without a Sousa March? And and he said it without thinking. And they kept him in the band too. Well, ours is not Stars and Stripes, but it's almost as well known as the Washington Post.